Go for it.
Welcome, 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 dragon fans, dragons, and really just such a special guest, big-hearted friend of mine, of ours, of big-hearted hug from the jungles of Sao Paulo, not the city of Sao Paulo, but the jungle of Sao Paulo, a little bit hour and a quarter north of the city of Sao Paulo, in a place that we refer to as paradise down the end of a dirt road.
Yes.
And what a dirt road, filled with lumps and bumps and all sorts of magical things. I would like to introduce you to Antoinette O'Connell, who is just one of the great inspirations in my life. Somebody I'm so grateful to have not only met and developed such a beautiful friendship of deep trust and allowance with, but one who actually I still find very, very difficult to find all of the words to bring in about exactly what it is that that is really going on with this phenomenal work that Anna and Anto have brought in. I mean, today we have Anna on her way, maybe on the back of the dragon, maybe, we'll see. She's on her way from Sao Paulo on a Friday afternoon, which is a city of 22 million people. It's chock-a-block. And we've been in that situation. It's not easy, but we're actually going to ask for as much assistance as possible to get her here so that she's here for at least some of the conversation. But Anto, it's such a pleasure to introduce you to this space. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's amazing. And just love having these sort of sharings and in the lives of the dragons. I mean, Gabriella has been there literally from the start. She's been involved in downloading and bringing in a lot of the essences. And her music has been very, very important in our work as well, because the dragons, one of the first things they said, you know, when the first game these incredible vibrations, was that, you know, they sing and they love music, and a lot of them asked for particular tracks to be played when they were being downloaded. So it's been great, amazing.
And actually,
we're all on this journey to.
Lucky me.
Oh, absolutely.
We're on this journey together.
Anto, the sound is clear, but it's also bubbly. So we have a kind of an intermittent ability to hear you. We heard most of what you said, but if it becomes necessary to lose the video at any point, because so that we can hear you, shall we go ahead and do that? Or
okay, do that.
Let's keep you visual while we can, because it's delicious to see. And I wanted to say happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Anto is Irish, so hey, St. Patrick's Day.
I think it'd be a bit obvious that she's an Irish. That was pathetic. Sorry, Anto. Anto,
the one thing that happened. Sorry, are you going to ask me a question, or
no? You go on and say something.
Because you know, St. Patrick banished all the serpents from Ireland, and it gave me absolutely great joy to go to Tara, to this huge Patrick statue that's there, with the first set of dragons that came and saying, "Hi guys, we're back." So that was an amazing feeling. You have no idea, you know, to be in Tara, which is in the center of Ireland, with.
Okay, so I'm going to get a message to her to say, Gabriel, are you actually able to cancel the video?
She's off video.
She's off video, is she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we did organize a backup in case this happened. Yesterday when we did a trial run, the internet connection, as you can imagine, is not fantastic. They have a 4G backup planned in case this is going to happen.
But you're back, Anto. Maybe go off video.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe we better lose the video.
We lost you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to ask you a question, and before we do that, let's just check that we've got a really good, clear communication.
Go for it.
Yep.
So are we losing the video of Anto?
Do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Video. Okay. Done.
Okay. Let's just keep the channels open, everybody. Fantastic. Okay, Anto, I would like to take us right back. I would like you to take us to the place where the dragons didn't exist as part of your reality in the way that they currently do. And I'd like you to tell us as much of the detail as though you've never told this story before.
Okay.
So that anybody and everybody gets to receive the magic right from the beginning, as we've had the privilege. And we're just going to sit, listen, and open the space for you.
Okay. So for many, many years, I worked as a homeopath. I worked with crystal essences. I started making my own crystal essences. I started making tree essences and flower essences and mixing the whole lot together to try and find a way to reduce the time that people had to recover from illness or from any sort of suffering, which was, you know, mental, emotional, spiritual, or physical. And I was volunteering part-time in a rescue center for abused animals. And so we had no money or very little money. So these animals became my really testing ground for these mixtures that I was making. And I could see energetically that they were working on very many levels, but there was one level missing. And there was something I could feel in my heart that still needed to go into these mixtures that would actually make it, you know, have the chain reaction that I wanted, that, you know, things would literally keep moving and not get stuck on any level. So at that stage, I was working with angels, archangels, elementals, and which, having an Irish background, was very normal. I grew up with that, with my grandfather talking to the bees, and it was really nothing new for me to sort of be tuning into those energies. And I had a particular connection with animals. So in December 2005, after I had literally put this collection of essences together that I'd made, which I call the first aid set, because I would think to people, if they could have these essences, they would actually bypass the actual physical illness that would come, or the shock or the trauma or anything that they were going through would pass very, very quickly. So this is something that people could do for themselves at home before they had to go for medical assistance. And so the set was ready. I had labels made, and I was tuning in, still trying to align them with their highest potential to help people and to help relieve suffering. This was the main thing on all sorts of levels. Mm-hmm. So I was very pleased with myself that I had got it that far, and I went to bed on December, I think, 27th, 2005. And I'd had a meeting that night with some friends of mine from England, and we've been testing the essences and having a great old chat. And, and I'd said, you know, there's some vibration that's not here yet. Maybe it's just not on the planet yet or whatever, that I feel would really help these essences. So at about 3 o'clock in the morning, this energy entered my room, and it was like looking at a wave. For me, it was like a DNA or a chain of energy that was moving and twisting and didn't have dragon form in the form that we would think of a dragon. So I did my usual, you know, so used to working with energy, and said, stop, you know, are you from the light? Are you here for the highest good? And I had an incredible Kundalini experience at that point where I felt like I had been taken home. Mm. I mean, home to, not on earth, home. And the love that came and the energies that came through me at that point, I was just, you know, elevated, sort of raised out of my body, but my body actually, I think, raised off the bed as well. Mm. With the vibration was so high. Mm. And so I had my little notebook by the bed and started interviewing this energy. You know, who are you? What are you here? You know, why? What do you want? And they said, we are the dragons. And I was really blown away. But on one side of me was really carefully taking notes. Mm-hmm. While the other side of me was dancing around the place going, oh yeah, we're home. You know, and the feeling of that connection was just unbelievable. So anyway, they downloaded all this stuff, and because I had been making essences for years and years and years, they said, okay, we want you to make dragon essences. And I said, what, you know, how can you make dragon essences? So downloaded all this information about the time, the place, the color of the dragon. So in those days, we were still using water, and put the bowl of water and go to the place. Most of these dragon essences were brought in very sacred places, in woods, where, you know, there was crossings of ley lines. We brought them in Stonehenge. We brought them in many different places, in Cornwall, in Ireland, in Scotland, and here in Brazil. Interestingly enough, most of the baby dragons arrived here. So I said, this is fantastic. This is a wonderful opportunity, and thank you very much. And I said, but this is not something that I can do on my own. This is enormous. Because the message was, they were here, one, for the highest good of all, and two, for us to remember that we are all one, and that we have to reconnect in that way, and look after each other. And they said they were bringing in vibrations that would raise our energy to the point where we would evolve into the next level of human beings. And this level, they called it the Heaven on Earth Project, where the people we would all be connected and creative, not losing our identity or individuality. Exploring our creativity is really what we've come to.
Pregnant pause, pulling energy. What would it take? exploring, there she is, exploring creativity.
So that was 21 days later, I think.
Okay, Anto, we just need to let you know that we lost you for nearly a minute after you were exploring this question, heaven on earth, and that we were, really, really, really moving into greater creativity. Can you just drop back about just before the process of the 21 days?
Okay, so moving into the Heaven and Earth project, where us humans will evolve to our next level of evolution, where we can explore ourselves, our creativity, and co-create our lives in the way that we want. And the vibrations that they were talking about bringing in, are going to help us do that by clearing all of the lives we've lived so far, all of our past programs that are running in our energy fields that we have received from other races. And, basically we've been here as slaves and, lately as children, really growing up and discovering that we actually ourselves, and that we don't have to hand our power to anybody. So this level of co-creation, they want us to explore our individuality, to reach our highest potential. But at the moment, we're in this huge clearing pattern, which has really been going on since, I think, 1986, where the first opening came and these new vibrations started to come through. This was 2005 when the Dragon Essences arrived, and now we're nearly 12 years down the line with 144 dragons and many, many, many other energies that help. But I have to say, I could never have done it on my own. And when Anna Vidal turned up in my next door neighbor's house, which was extraordinary because I was living on a farm outside Dublin in the middle of nowhere, down a track again. So, and she had come because my neighbor had asked her to come. The European Union had put in a new highway on one side of the farm, and the electricity company had put huge pylons going down the other side of the farm. And the energy and the elementals and everything there were in distress with all of this change of movement. So Anna had come to help balance the energy of the farm again. And when I met her, my friend Anne Callahan at the time said, "Tell Anna about the visit of the dragons." And so I told her, and I told her that I had, the details for 5 dragon essences. At that stage, I thought there were only 5. I had no idea that we were going to end up down the road with so many dragons. But Anna turned around to me and said, "Oh no, there's at least 12. And I said, "Wow, who is this woman who knows about dragons? Who is she?" And she started telling me about her initiation into the dragon world in Iona, where she'd had this visitation in Iona. And I thought, wow, okay. So we decided that we would make an essence together. And she had brought 9 stones, which were carnelian. So we went off with the 9 carnelian stones to make an essence in Glendalough, which was just up the road from where I was living, which is a really powerful Irish sacred site. And we saw these DNA chains dancing over the lake, the top lake in Glendalough, and we thought, wow, that's amazing. This is something really powerful happening here. So that actually turned out to be the first dragon essence, which was the essence we call whole. And the thing about this essence is that it's always in expansion, and it uses the lemniscata, the figure of 8, to show us, that we're always in this movement of growing and shedding and moving through and reinventing ourselves really all the time. So this essence is still growing, and but after that, I said to Anna, I went to visit her in London, and I said, let's work together, because I told her about the project, what I had been asked to do, and would she be interested in doing this work together? And so this had the purple dragon had arrived at that point, who was the first after the whole to arrive. And purple opens the door, he opens the roadway for new projects. We didn't know that at the time. But we discovered then, as each dragon came, the message it brought was actually helping us to grow and expand. And they were actually leading the way through us, learning and growing with them, with the energies they brought through. So that was it. That was the start of the project. And that was in February 2006.
And there was a point at which you and Anna looked at each other and just said, holy schmoly, we're not going to be able to do this unless we say what?
Yeah, well, the thing was, I was living in Wicklow, she was living in London. These essences were giving incredible directions, of where they wanted to come in. And thank God for Ryanair, at that point we had flights for 50p and we were sort of going here and going there. And at some point, I think towards the end of the summer, we said, this is wonderful, but, it's expensive. And how the hell are we going to live doing this? We need to have money, this is 3D. She had her child in school. She was, trying to work, pay rent, and all those sort of things. And I was working still for the School of Homeopathy in Dublin and doing postgraduate courses and stuff like that to try and keep some sort of cash flow going, because this was an expensive project. So on the day of the Gold Dragon, we were in London, and Gold Dragon came with a message for us and downloaded for us the ritual of abundance and prosperity. How to live in synchronicity with this abundance and prosperity. This ritual we have done practically every month since then. This started, I think, in August 2006, and we've been doing that ritual, which keeps clearing the way, because the ritual helps us to work with intention. And at that stage, we had the idea that there were going to be 22 dragons, because 22 is the master builder number, and these were going to be the foundation. And that was true. The 22 were the foundation. But then more appeared, and more appeared, and more appeared. And we were doing this ritual every month, and either on a full moon or a new moon. And what happened then was Anna came to Brazil to see her family and to do a bit of work here. And one of her clients offered her a house. She said, I will pay the rent for 2 years if you come back here and start working here, because she had a huge family. The family were in a mess. Everybody was fighting and falling out, and there was all sorts of stuff going on. And she said, I need you here. And she said, I will pay the rent for you. So Anna came back and she said to me, let's see what's going to happen here, because it looks like the energy is heading south down to Brazil. And we had, I was in a situation where I had quite a few horses and you know, I was fairly tied down in Wicklow at the time. So I said, okay, well, let's have a look and see. And so I organized myself to be free for, I think we came here in November 2006, just to have a look around, and stayed till the end of January. And so to see what would happen, you know, so we stayed here, and we started seeing a few people. I had no Portuguese. I never even heard Portuguese spoken in my life before I went there, you know. So this was difficult because Anna was having to do all the translation, but luckily in one of her jobs, she's actually very good at that. So we did that, and I started tuning into the energies. We went to a few places and said, wow, you know, the energy here is amazing. And it's very young, because Brazil has this huge bed of crystals underneath the country. You know, they're the biggest crystal mines in the world, the biggest crystal beds in the world. And it's actually the country with the most light, natural light. Because of this, it reflects. You can actually see from space that Brazil is actually brighter than most other places. Mm. So we thought, gosh, that's very interesting. And so we came back. I went back to Ireland to tidy up my stuff and started making plans. And we moved here in August 2007. And we had a house. We had not one stick of furniture. We had 2 laptop computers. And we said, okay, let's do the ritual. So we did the ritual, and it was the first thing that ever happened in that house. We did the ritual of prosperity and abundance. We called in all the elementals, and we said, okay, co-creation, manifestation, you know, help, please. And things just started coming in the door. I mean, it was quite extraordinary how quickly this house got furnished. Because we hadn't, you know, the only thing we bought, I think, was a fridge and a television. The rest arrived. People donated beds and chairs, and we needed sofas at one time. 9 sofas appeared. And I was saying, okay, enough of the sofas, enough, stop with the sofas. Tables, desks, 2 cats. You know, things just kept pouring in and pouring in. We had an incredible day where somebody came and said, looking at the wall and saying, wow, I see a mandala on that wall, a huge mandala. And I said, no, I just see a wall. And the next day, her friend turned up and said, you know something, I have a mandala in my house that needs a home. Wow. So the mandala appeared. And these things happened. There was a day when I wanted to make a cake. It was Anna's mother's birthday. And I realized I had no kitchen, really. You know, there was no beater, there was no bowls, there was nothing to put the cake into. You know, I bought all the ingredients and realized that, you know, how do you make a cake? I didn't even have an oven. And 4 hours later, we went to meet Anna's mother for a birthday dinner, and her sister-in-law appeared, and she said, I'm changing my kitchen, and I brought all this stuff. And she came in with 2 huge bags full of kitchen equipment. You know, within 4 hours, this stuff was manifesting all over the place. I had everything. She came with liquidizers and beaters and mixers and pans for making cakes and all sorts of things. So, I mean, perfect. Exactly what we needed.
It's like this energy of really knowing what's available to receive. All you have to do is to show up and ask for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely extraordinary. And you know, the same thing happened here when we moved from São Paulo after 8 years in there. And I had to move. I couldn't stand living in the city any longer. I said, I have to get out of here. It's, you know, we've made the foundation, and now it's time to, you know, look after the body and look after the life in a different way. And I have always lived in the country, apart from those 8 years I lived in Sao Paulo. So we had no money. And I said, well, I'm going to look anyway. So we got out the pendulum and looked on the map. Where's a good place? Asked a few people.
Until you've got to run that past us all again. So there you are, living absolutely in abundance. And then there's this sentence, which is, we had no money.
We had no money to buy a farm. I wanted to buy a farm. The thing is, it's not about money. Because, you know, we have to deal in 3D with money situations. But we wanted to buy this farm, and we needed to have some way of getting it, you know, because the house we had in Sao Paulo was rented. Mm-hmm. And there was no way of collecting that amount of money to buy. We have 20 acres here in the middle of the rainforest, and quite close to Sao Paulo. So we said, okay, we're going to do the ritual again. And we told, yes, you can apply for this. And we applied for all sorts of different things. But what happened in the end was, you know, an extraordinary gift came, which actually turned into this farm.
And the gift came?
The gift came from Anna's family, because they'd had a lot of problems, and we had been working on clearing the family karma. Mm. And a lot of their inheritance had been tied up by the banks, and it had never been, you know, for more than 20 years it had been locked up in this cycle of, you know, bankruptcy and all sorts of things that had gone through. And suddenly the blockage moved. The wheel started turning, and we were able to trade an apartment that came free for this place here.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it was quite extraordinary how.
Anna's just arrived as you spoke about this. This is cool.
All right.
This is very cool. Anna, welcome you. We can't see you, but I think, are you with Anto? Or are you on your own?
No, she's not with me. She must be on the road.
She's on the phone.
Okay, so she's on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, hello, Anna. Okay, brilliant. Well, just fantastic. Good on you. Welcome. What I wanted to say is it's really interesting how, well, it's not just interesting, but it's a phenomenal gift when each of us do the work for ourselves, and the impact that it has on the family to just shatter and release and dissipate and let go. The impact that it has on everybody's lives I mean, did Anna's family know the extent to which you guys were working with them?
Some of them did, but not really, you know, to the extent, because what I discovered with Gabriella, when I had broken my leg very badly in 2004, and I discovered that 14 generations of people had lost their legs in my family.
Wow.
And this was major family karma that needed to be cleared, because I almost lost my leg. And, you know, I was really, having been, you know, really active all my life and having horses and running around, this was a major trauma. And my father had lost a leg, and his father had been shot in the knee in 1916 in Dublin in the revolution. Mm. So he had a stiff leg. And then, so I was finding out all these stories, and I said, we need to work with family karma. And so Gabriella helped me with the music and everything to help to connect with the actual original person who lost their leg. And we were learning at that stage how to deal with these traumas that were in the family background, in the family line. And so this was one thing that it started to unravel. And it was an amazing effect because, you know, I had been in really, really serious pain for 3 years with this leg and hobbling around. And after that, it just started to heal. You know, and I have a 9-inch steel plate in my leg, but I'm, you know, amazingly mobile and running around. And it rarely ever gives any trouble these days. So,
Yeah.
so healing on that level is very important.
And so can I,
this was what the
I mean, so with regards how, I mean, the how of things is interesting because, of course, it's multiversal what's going on. But with regards the way in which you and Anna and the dragons are and were and have continued to develop ways of working through these patterns, let's say the family karma patterns or the levels of clearings that you've done ever since 2005. Just give us a snapshot of how are the essences and how are the energies of the dragons actually being applied to you to assist? I mean, give us a picture of that.
Right. Well, what happened in 2008, 2009, somebody said you need cards. And at the same time, somebody else turned up and said, I'm doing a Feng Shui course. Can the dragons help me? And so in some extraordinary synchronicity between these two happenings, the cards and the Feng Shui started working together.
Wow.
And then we started to see these patterns because what the Feng Shui was showing us, 9 areas of our lives that we're actually able to Feng Shui our energy, personal energy, not just your house.
Fascinating.
You can Feng Shui your life.
Mm-hmm.
And this came up. We started testing then, you know, the first, what we now call level 1 and 2, is how to use this bagua, how to use the cards and the dragons together, and this map that they've given us that actually shows what's happening and where it's happening in your life. And then it's very easy. You become an investigator. What we are energy investigators. Because we're given this map and we say, okay, we need to research all those areas, what's going on there, you know, in what lifetime, in, you know, what level of energy was this? And so as soon as we get it, it's cleared.
And I have to say that there's an impressive amount of attention to detail with this work. There's such a level of clear tracking around this energy detection. It's not just a clear sweep. The bundles are all together. There's so much information gathering, and it's a constant inquiry that I've observed in my life that I've shared with you. Do you want to say about the importance of catching the details, like, you know, the net of the details?
Well, a little bit about it is that it works. It shows you where the energy is stuck and on what level it's stuck. But what it's telling you is all you need, suffering is optional. That was a big thing that came with the copper dragons. Suffering is optional. What do you need? The thing that heals suffering the most is wisdom. And the wisdom, once you've received that wisdom, the suffering disappears. You then have it as a conscious program, a conscious memory of things that happened. You know, you don't forget, but you have a consciousness of that. and it raises your consciousness and helps you to open more signs, more, make your chakras better knock-on effect. And so you're working in a grid, which they call the golden web, which is like a torus field of energy that we all have, that's always spinning all the time. And as each layer from each lifetime and each nation comes through those lifetimes, and these are all represented by the traumas that we have in this life, or the things the challenges and the things we need to learn. And as we learn them, you have the I am energy. As a work, we ask people to do I am. Who am I now? The next level is I will be. What do you want to be? What do you want to co-create? We work with the growth, the pattern of growth, allowing yourself to change and expand. Change is one of the scariest things ever, you know, for an awful lot of people to have, and how to do that in a way that is not really scary, and that you can give yourself permission to change. You can give yourself permission to change your mind. You can give yourself permission for lots of things. Whereas we have old programs running from the past that says you can't do that. And all of those programs start fading away and being upgraded into this new energy where you're allowing yourself to move forward, to grow, and then dealing with the past blockages through the family karma line. And I have to tell you one story about the family karma that I discovered. I started working with my family on the issue of drugs and alcohol, because being Irish, there's huge addiction patterns in the family. And we had, one of my nephews was living on the streets in Dublin, addicted to heroin. He'd lost his family, his kids had been taken away. I never even met this child. And I started working with the family karma pattern of that. Within 4 months, he came home. He never had an essence, just working with the cards on the table. Mm-hmm. He came home, and he was very, very difficult for him, but he cleaned up his act, and he's now he's now a personal trainer. So, you know, the movement of releasing from the family, we then realized, my God, you know, when this happens, your children don't have to carry it anymore. Yeah. They're actually, the pattern is cleared for all the generations.
Yeah. And so we experience this effect of the lightening of the attachment to where we've come from. And the question now is, well, what can we bring forward? Yes.
I've just unmuted Anna so she can contribute too.
Yes. What do we want to? Okay.
Anna, are you there? Can you speak?
Oh, we can't hear you.
Are you muted?
No, she's not muted, but.
Okay.
Not working. Okay.
Well, you got to get that ass of yours home, girl. We can draw it out for a little bit longer. But stay with us. And I think, well, shall we go back to Anto? Yeah. Anna, just, honey, if you can hear us, we just love you and you're with us. We would love some detail, but only if it comes in. Yeah. Okay. So, Anto, will you go?
Yep. Oops, lost you.
Yeah, I just muted myself.
You muted yourself.
Crazy girl. You go ahead and tell us. You were about to dive in, and then we interrupted you because we had a flash of Anna.
That's okay. No, just say that, you know, what we then realize, it's not just family karma. we're actually clearing the karma from the planet. And everything we do is related to planetary work. And every piece of work we do in ourself is related to the planet, to help the planet. So to upgrade the whole system. And so what we do, our connection, when we connect with the dragons, we connect to the center of the earth first, because the center of the earth, it's on this earth, it's in this now, is where we need to manifest this new energy. So we connect to the center of the earth, we make sure that our roots are clear, and every time we're connecting more areas. And then we call it the 3 heart connection, our hearts to the heart of the earth, and our hearts to the heart of the universe, to the highest light that you can imagine. So bringing the dragon energy, call themselves engineers.
Engineer?
They are fields of consciousness that are engineers. They are engineering the new earth, the new future.
Brilliant.
For all beings, not just humans.
Brilliant.
So they work with angels. They call the angels the architects. They are the designers. The dragons are the engineers, and everybody else is the masters. And they work with huge teams of other energies. Mm-hmm. And it's quite a vast energy that they can draw on to do whatever they need to do. Mm-hmm. So they put, like engineers, they get a piece from here and from there and from the middle, and they put it all together and they make something new, and they pop that in as the new piece.
Well, that brilliantly describes actually how a mandala works.
Yeah.
I mean, if we've got a mandala in front of where I'm sitting at the moment, which is a brilliant illustration of that very thing that you said. They're pulling in pieces from here, there, and everywhere. All of these particular, very fine energies, consciousnesses come together and create something new. Would that be? Do you think that's fair? Anto, I wonder. We sent you a copy. Gabriella can share her screen, and I wonder, would you like to share? Would you like to go through that mandala that that Gabriella and I brought, and just give everybody a sense of what that is that we're speaking about. Gabri, can you actually share screen?
Can you see
Oh,
it?
yeah.
I'm guessing that quite a few of you on the call haven't seen this before.
It's on its side. Sorry.
It's on its side, being rotated.
It's okay.
It's just expanded. Can you reduce your zoom?
Can I reduce it?
Well, it's just enormous. You've gone into 200% or something.
How did I do that?
Well, you see where it's got plus and minus on your screen? Just go into the minus magnifying glass. Okay, Gabriel, it's directly beneath the red, yellow, and green lights. There's a magnifying glass with minus and with plus on it. If you go into the minus, you'll reduce.
I don't seem to be able to.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll share my screen, yeah? So,
yeah.
I've got it up. I think it would be very good to show this picture. Here we go. So can everybody see that all right?
No.
Really?
No.
No.
Okay. Share screen. Okay, let's see. Where's my picture? Oh, this is slightly frustrating.
Yeah, there's.
You got it? Great. Okay, so we have a mandala.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's Perfect.
Great.
And so I can point to the different places, and just give us a sense of,
Okay.
yeah, what we were
Okay,
doing.
so
I'll just give you a sense.
yeah,
What we were inviting for this mandala. Our intention was to ask the dragons to bring towards us everything that would be required to facilitate a wider reach for what this work is that you and Anna have brought to the planet, what it would be like for all of us to have the ease of access, the ease of living that many of these dragon processes have facilitated for so many. So that was the question. This is the mandala, and just, yeah, take us through so that everybody can have a sense of what this.
So the first card that is in trabalho, which means work. This is the area of work, which is related to your solar plexus, your power center. So, and this is Sapphire, which she is the dragon of integration. And she helps us to integrate our male, female sides and to integrate new information that's coming and new information that we've just received. So this is in the area of work, and it's saying that about integrating this energy is very important. In spirituality, which is the heart and our belief centers, we have indigo, which is, the dragons always talk about who are clairvoyant. There are people who are clairaudient. There are many different types of psychic ability. But the one thing that we all have is feeling. We need to train ourselves to feel, to follow the body, to be intuitive in what makes us feel good. And you know yourself, if you meet somebody on the road or somewhere, you know, and you really like that person, your energy moves forward. You move into that feeling. Wow, great to see you. You're not getting on well with, and the energy goes backwards. You say, no, I don't want to go there. So this is a very simple, you know, the energies, and use our intuition. And it always comes through the heart. It's not a head thing. You're using yes or no to ask certain questions and to investigate more about what's going on in each area. Mm-hmm. So this intuition is sitting there very strongly in the heart area. And we're sharing that. All of the areas share the center card, which is the gold star, which is the connection. When we really want to connect with our higher selves, gold star helps us to do. In the case of Sapphira, we're integrating the higher consciousness. In the case of indigo, we're integrating, we're expanding our ability to be intuitive and sense what is going on. In the area of family, which is about health, it's about our roots, it's base chakra. We have stop dragon. And this is something, stop dragon comes along when it's usually about stopping some interference that we have, some interfering with the process. So it's in the roots that is blocking access to putting our roots in deeper, to actually getting that, you know, getting the whole energy to move forward, as you said, expanding this dragon consciousness. So this will be quite interesting to explore why stop dragon came in that area. And I'm just going to do a little test here, and because I have my.
So you're working with a pendulum at the moment, are you?
I'm working with the pendulum, and it's going to past life. So there's something karmically that's still waiting to be cleared there.
And would you read that with regards what I was asking, or what we were asking, as being something that was personal to us, or at the bigger picture? Because the question was like a multiversal question.
The question, the mandala is always related to the intention. So the intention that you gave for this mandala is, expanding the dragon work is what I heard. Yeah. And bringing it out into the world. So, so something there is still blocking us. Mm-hmm. And so we're getting the information here that it's to do with past life. Now, past life can be yesterday, until the very first lifetime you ever had here on this planet. So the investigation goes very deep into, where, when, how, and what exactly needs to be cleared. And the way we find out more is just to pick another card for that area and say, okay, so I've got the message. This is the message that says there's something here needs clearing. And can you give me another card as a hint?
Would you like me to get another card, Anto?
Yeah, pick another card for.
All right. Wow. Okay, this is fun. I have Tempest.
Okay, so Tempest, it brings chaos when energies are stuck, really, really stuck, and they have to be, you have to have a big storm to clean them out. It also brings calm when you're in the middle of the storm. So it helps on both sides to bring the storm, to unlock something that's stuck, or to calm down when the energy is too violent, too strong.
Wow.
So Tempest is going to come and say, okay, I'm going to blow this blockage out of the way. It's a very, very powerful energy. But it's keeping in connection with the higher self, which is here in the middle. And on the other side of that, in creativity and children, we have peace. So Azure Light. And this dragon is the dragon that really takes away stress and worry and, where something's really eating your energy and you need to get back to your center and bring yourself to a level of peace. So that's good. So we're thank you very much, Tempest, for doing that there. Wow. So we're giving our permission for all of those energies to be cleared, realigned, and balanced. And I'm going to ask you to pick another card for here. For family again, just to see what.
Okay. Okay. Oh, we have the beautiful Lady of Dignity, Scarlet.
Okay, great. So Scarlet is the energy of the divine, one of the energies of the divine feminine. We have Scarlet and Rose in the divine feminine. And she is the energy of Mary Magdalene. This dragon energy brings those consciousness, that field of consciousness, into our lives. And this is the dignity to move forward with the immense experience that she had of being, put down and told this is no, you know, you're no good and all that sort of stuff. So, so she's going to hold that spot there and say, okay, you can move forward now with dignity. And if you really, really tune into that, you can feel the energy start moving down into your feet. If you're working with real root chakra stuff here, and the strength, when you get used to using these cards, you get all these physical sensations when you're using them, where you actually feel, you know, they're working because you can feel it in your body. And with her energy, I feel it in my feet. You know, okay, take the next step. So moving forward into the area of prosperity, we have Red Star, which is giving us the permission to accelerate forward, go on, go for it, you know. And the stars are constant.
Isn't that interesting that they're in this lovely line?
3 in a row here. It's really amazing. So the stars all have pointed the direction for us since the beginning of time. We have followed the stars. And these star energies came to tell us there's no right or wrong. There just is energy. Go for it. And they point the direction. So you're choosing this direction to expansion of the work. Go for it. There's no problem.
Wow.
In the area, the next one, which is the sunlight. Sunlight helps us to integrate the new codes that come through. So the rays of positive energies. So
and this is the area of, because it's in Portuguese and everybody is looking at it, is English speaking at the moment, but apart from Camila, this is the area of success in the Bagua, yeah?
This is the area of success. And in the area of success, we're actually talking to our soul energy and the reason that we came here for this lifetime. So the success is when you're on the right path, when your soul is happy, that you're following, you know, your intention for the lifetime that you're living. It's not just success in becoming famous or anything like that. It's actually, yeah, you're following your path, you're doing great, you know, and keep receiving these upgrades that the sun energy is bringing us, these rays of positive energy.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I've never seen that card before. That's amazing. We've never seen that card before.
Yeah.
It's like, whoosh. Yeah.
It's wonderful. And the egg was the very last dragon that came. The dragon, we were wondering, you know, because when we got the information that there was going to be 144 dragons, we're going, well, who's going to be the last one? And of course, the egg is like the fool in the tarot. You know, you're starting on the new journey. You've been upgraded, and you're starting off all over again with a whole different outlook. And this is the relationship area, which is to do with the throat chakra and the ability to express yourself and to connect and interconnect with other people in the area of relationships. So this is giving a whole fresh start to the dragon relationship and the relationship of this work going out into the world. Saying, yes, you've gone past you don't need to do anything here. This is all working well.
Fabulous.
So we have peace in creativity, which is telling us, you know, no stress, don't worry about it. It's moving along, and just be calm and accept that this is the way it's going.
Am I right, Anto, that it means creatividade filhos is like the children, the young projects, the
That's right.
Things, yeah?
It's new projects, it's creativity, it's in this sacral chakra, you know, where we have, as women, we have the uterus where we grow babies, we grow new projects. It's that area where all our creativity comes from. And this is at peace. So this is wonderful, you know, saying, okay.
Wonderful.
And in amigos, which is the friends and helpful people and blessings, we have black star. A black star is like dark matter, you know. Black star is the compost of the universe. This is where everything starts before it explodes into the light. You know, the growth of something new, the ability to be able to co-create. This is this power that is coming in through the crown chakra and through the higher self into this life, to this work. You know, it's a very powerful mandala saying this work is really going to go. It's going to accelerate. You know, it's going to stay connected and integrated, and
it's magnificent.
It's the renewal of the egg there. You know that.
So would it be fair to say that things are looking good for the dragon energy work?
Yes, well, things are looking good. We are, you know, we're at an amazing phase where courses online and the new site and the products have been upgraded and the dragons have been upgraded, and everything is about to explode actually into the next level.
Yeah. Shall I stop share? Are we done with the mandala, or is there anything else that you sense we want to explore there?
No, just it's nice for people to see it and to see that this is how you can work with any issue in your life. You can use a mandala if you need a new car, if you need a new job, if you want to clear your family karma, if you want to go on holiday and create a really good holiday. This is the power of co-creation. It's you know, using all the areas to focus your energy. It's like a focus wheel. It focuses your energy into the intention that you put into it.
Well, I'd love to just give everybody an example. When we were with you, when we had the utter exquisite privilege of being with you for 6 weeks in Brazil, Gabriella and I were on a big 6 month. Well, it ended up being 6 months of traveling in the Southern Hemisphere. And we were there living with you, working with the dragons, dancing with the dragons, playing with the dragons, sleeping with, the monkeys in the jungle and the gloriousness, the mangoes about to plop off the trees. And there we were. We're bereft because we're about to leave. Everything was absolutely paradise. And awake and alive and fecund with life forces, fecund. Now, what are we going to do? We're not going to carry 144 bottles of essence around with us. What we got to do was to carry one simple little felt handmade bag with these lovely little cards. And these cards facilitated such an amount of ease for us. We were already, proficient at tracking energy and listening, but what they really invited us to do was to clear things very fast and to step up to the next thing of what is it you'd like to ask for here. Everything was available, and our journey through South Africa and Australia as it went on, the dragons were a constant companion. And well, it has to be said, we also had the joy of doing the class with you. Was that level 1 and 2, Anto, that we did?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was such a brilliant basis for making us want to do more, frankly. But it was a brilliant basis for us to begin to not think dragon as in dragon, as in dragon, as in dragon, but to completely shatter all of the images, all of the projections, and know that what we were working with was specific energies, literally engaging with us. Every card, a very specific energy, that even if we didn't know all of the details, because we hadn't done, you know, years and years and years of the details training with you. We knew that as we would draw a card, that energy was available for us to be actively engaged with. So I just really would like to speak to that as a simple gift. And it facilitated a huge amount of change. And ease, actually, ease. I'm a big one for creating ease. Not easy. I acknowledge that it's not all easy, but my God, the difference that can happen for us when we go through these big challenges or perceived big challenges lightly through accessing greater ease is such an immense gift. So these mandalas are one really beautiful way to do that. I think
they are. I had an amazing experience last year because my niece was getting married, and I booked my ticket. I thought that she was getting married on the Saturday, but actually the wedding was on the Friday. And I booked my ticket to leave here on the Wednesday, but the ticket went through, the only ticket I could get went through New York, and it was going to be a 27-hour journey. So I put everything I had in the center of the mandala. I put a picture of her, of the niece. I put my passport. I put the ticket. Everything I had. I threw everything I had at it. I said, I need to get this so that I can get a lift, because the wedding was on an island off Kent, and you know, people were going down and the cars going down, and I needed to get a lift. So I put everything in the middle of the mandala, made the mandala for clearing, and I cleared every bit of interference that I possibly could so that I could get there on time, and that was my intention. And I packed my bags and nothing happened, and I went to try and check in online. I couldn't check in online. There was a problem. So I said, okay, that's weird. So anyway, I got a lift to the bus stop. I was getting the bus to the airport, and I was standing at the bus stop and my phone rang. And this guy said to me, I'm very sorry, Mrs. O'Connell, but your flight has been cancelled. And I said, what? He said, yeah, that flight is not going today. I said, okay, so what? What can I do? You know, I'm here at the bus stop with my suitcase. And he said, no, we've already changed you. You're going on a direct flight to London, and you will get in by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I ended up in London at the same time as everybody else and got my lift to the wedding and had time to get my hair done on the way.
That's a how does it get even better moment, Anto.
So how does it even get better than that?
Yeah.
Believe it.
Oh, dear one, I'm going to stop share now, and I would like to see, I'm going to ask Gabriella, can we go into gallery view, please? And our timing, we've already gone over the time that we appointed, so it's rather a long session, but I think it's a brilliant opportunity for any of us, if we have any questions for Anto about the work, about, you know, how, whatever question. Anto, would you welcome that?
I would indeed.
Daniela has asked, okay, Dragon Workshop in Scotland next. How can we assist you in that, dear?
We would love to have a Dragon Workshop in Scotland. What happened? We were really wanting to do that, and then what happened was the real dropped and the pound went up, and the exchange rate was very high. So we're hoping for that to come into alignment soon. We had to focus here for the last couple of years to really, you know, get the base in place, and then we're free to travel and teach and do what we need to do. So anytime in the next couple of years, we will be there.
Brilliant. Now, I just want to let everybody know that Anna is with us. I don't know how long you've been with us, Anna. But sweetie, can we unmute Anna and welcome you?
It depends whether she's got good connection because she's still in the car. So
Oh, she's still in the car. Okay. Well, I'm going to unmute her.
I've just done that, so we've both.
Okay, cool. Great teamwork. Oh, I think she's muted again already. So does anybody...
Somebody's asking for the website to be put
Would you let us know the website? So shall we type that in?
Yeah.
www.dragon...
Energy Center. Center spelled the American way.
Dragon, oh, I've got two E's in there. Okay, sorry. Energy Center, the American way.com. Okay, and it is in Portuguese, but there's an immediately available English, yes?
That's right, yes.
Okay.
And we'd love to do we'd love to host you in different places around the country, around the UK.
We would really like to see, we've been talking to you about years, and we would love to see some more pop-up classes. Pop-up classes, yeah?
Pop-up classes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mini dragon workshops. And we have this year coming out the book, which Anna channeled from the dragons about their view of how they saw this whole thing happening. And we also have some new cards coming out that are a little bit less complex than these ones, for people who are not into going deeply into the therapy side of this. You can have a day-to-day card reading, so a simpler deck. So this is all going to appear by the end of this year.
So it seems that there's a bit of a request for Suffolk. We've certainly got a few fans from Suffolk. There's only a few on the call at the moment, but there's a big gathering of dragon interest happening in Suffolk. So let's think outside of London box and really bring this one together. The other thing is Anna has given an email address for anybody who would like to contact directly, which is dragonessences@gmail.com. And, there are other people on the call here who work with dragon energy. Daniela, you were there. You were there right at the beginning. You were there with Anna. She can't speak at the moment. I don't know, Danny, would you like to just unmute yourself and either refer to that first moment or how the dragon showed up for you today? Just this thing that is just an energetic awareness that you have access to.
I can try. Feels like such a long time ago, so I might have lost a lot of details. I would love if Anna could be talking with me too, but that's what, it started. I met Anna first. Anna was my roommate during Experience Week in Findon. My first time in Scotland in the Findon Foundation to do this first possible connection with Scotland for me. She was my roommate. And that was even before Iona. So then when I moved to Iona in 2000, there was a lady that was my boss. She was the manager of the hotel where I was working in, and she was the dragon lady. She was the person that introduced me. She had a fascinating life story, adventure, and so I was plunged in this reality of dragons, elementals, unicorns, and then there was another, not even get the Hawaiian woman in, where, there I was, a normal little girl from Ravenna, Italy, cleaning bathrooms and, and making beds. What did I know that I was going to find myself like, what? Yeah, all of this is real. Okay, I loved it, it was my books, it was my life, but I never thought that I was going to be in the middle of all of it. So yes, Diana was looking for 12 dragons. And Anna came to visit me, and there he goes. She goes, "Oh, that's my first dragon." And then I leave it to Anna to tell this side of the story.
Anna?
And this is how it all started. Yeah. So
do we have you, Anna? Do you have access to, can you speak?
I don't think she can, but maybe you can type or whatever. Well, this is very simple.
Yeah.
So, so through my time in Iona with Diana, I got connected with, I think, 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6 of her dragons that she found. And I kept saying things like, "What am I doing here with all these dragons? What's the matter with me?" Because I wasn't one of them. So
they were the guardian dragons.
The guardian dragon, the Gaia guardian dragons. Yeah.
And right at the beginning of the call, before we were a whole group, and Daniela was telling a few of us an experience that she had yesterday, which will explain.
Before I get there, I want everybody to understand that for me it's always been a kind of like F and F, right? So yeah, of course it's true, I believe it, but I don't see anything, I don't feel anything, it's like, it's in total faith. That's what I was, Gabriella, you know that. It was like total faith, because I total got it, but it was like, okay. So then there was the magic workshop in 2009, where actually I met Heather, first time for Heather in Iona, and where Heather met Gabriella, where we had this mind-blowing experience with this incredible story of the creation of Iona, filled with, whatever else, but this is what my encounter with the sacred dragons, and this thing that totally turned my life around in the fact of opening up to the fact that, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah. You're here. Hello. Kind of thing. And I know who you are, and I know who I am. Oh my God, I've said it, and all of that.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. And so I was telling the story about yesterday. So I was sitting here last night after work, tired, finally sitting on my sofa with my feet on the ground. There's a gale outside, like really big wind, quite scary outside. And I just noticed that there is a pulsating, throbbing movement in the floor underneath my feet. And the floor underneath my feet is a piece of cement. Right? It's the foundation of this shed which I live in, right? And I'm like, what is it? No, it's not. The wind cannot do this, because otherwise the whole wall will be shaking. And I'm just going, whoa. And it was really like, and I thought, oh God, I am tired. And so I lay down on the sofa and I put my feet up. And after a second, I just felt this whole thing from my feet, through my whole legs. So there was this throbbing, pulsating movement. And I thought, this feels like an earthquake. In fact, I looked up to see if my lamps were moving, And it went on for as long as I gave it attention. And then, of course, I was tired. I went to sleep, so I didn't think about it more. And today, while I was getting ready, I was here and I was listening to a call that was supposed to be about some crystal. I was, this Shungite crystal that I'm working with. And they started talking about dragons. And I thought, I'm cutting this out. And I thought, oh my God. And then I started feeling the pulsating thing in my feet again. So I think, what it was that, the dragon were gathering, because they knew that I was going to talk with Anna and Anto today.
And how much awareness does your body have of these fine, really perceptible energies that if they don't belong to the field of, that's got to be normal or got to be abnormal, that we actually block them out. And your body is phenomenal for really showing up with what she knows over and over again. And, how often do we override what it is our body's experience and we try to make it conform to something ordinary? But there is no ordinary here. There is no such thing. Anna, are you?
No, she says that the connection keeps dropping.
Yeah. Okay. So, Anto, are you open to questions?
Yes.
Okay, unmute yourselves if anybody's got anything. We really can't keep going. We really will have to stop. Jumping, guys.
Okay.
I can repeat it on this.
No, this is Anna that says, I want to hear it. How I wish I could hear Daniela telling this story. So I'm telling her that I can.
Okay.
To her.
Yeah. Well, Anto, when is the book due? The book that we've been looking forward to. When is the book? Yeah.
The book. Well, it is actually the Portuguese editor of the book who's arriving with Anna right now. Olga, who's going to publish the book in Portuguese. It's with the English translator at this moment, and the people who are going to publish it in English are an arm of Hay House, and they're waiting with bated breath for that to arrive. So we're hoping the Portuguese book will come out first, but the English book will be out by November, December.
Fantastic. And you've also had Hay House stand behind you. Hay House Publishing, really big organization.
No, it's an arm of Hay House. They're not, it's one of the smaller groups that are connected to Hay House that do these publishing things. And so they are, of course, when they heard that it was about dragons, they were really excited. And so they're giving us amazing support to get this going.
That's with the book, but it's also with the cards, yes? I mean, the cards are really
the cards are coming into being because Olga also brings cards out. So we're going to work with her this weekend.
Cool. Great.
And many people waiting for this deck of cards. Wow. Because the deck of cards we're using at the moment has 175 cards. And what we've done is reduced it to 81, where we have 9 cards for each area, each of the 9 areas. So we're still working with this 9, which is completion, the number of the dragons. So it's very exciting. Really enjoying this part of the work of bringing all these things together.
And I just have this feeling that the mandala that we created today with a group of people and these cards will be a complete contribution to the work that you're going to bring together with Olga this weekend.
Absolutely.
And then the exponentialization, the multiversalization. I mean, this is not about the multiversalization. There you go.
Yeah. Because the extraordinary thing is with this work and with this co-creation and things manifest, we rarely ever have to go anywhere. People turn up, it's quite extraordinary. We get offers from people. We turn up, oh yeah, we can do this, we can help. So this is an amazing opening, that has happened for us with Olga turning up today and saying, okay, I can help.
Beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Beautiful. And she's also supplied Anna with a phone so that at least we have a visual if we get, audio. Everybody, I just thank you for contributing your energy to the possibility of this conversation. We would have had it on our own and it would have been yummy, but having you in the space and drawing out all of this. Anto, I've never heard you be such a storyteller before. I think you're becoming more Irish.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day,
Oh, that's what it is. Let's just tell Patty he did a good job with you today. It's fantastic. And we're going to upload this as a what's it called, a YouTube. It'll be available if anybody wants to look in more detail in any area. And we're also going to encourage you to share it widely if it's of interest to anybody.
Yeah.
It's just, it's beautiful work, and we're so grateful for you, Gabriella.
No,
we
are so grateful, and this is amazing. Thank you for your time and effort and incredible love that you have put into getting us together, to do this. Very, very grateful.
Well, let's have you on video.
Okay.
Anto, if we can. Yay!
Awesome.
Everybody can go off mute now.
Awesome.
Make a lot of noise.
It's been
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
Dragon.
Yeah, really beautiful. Bless you both and have a fantastic weekend with Olga.
Yay,
You too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great start to the weekend.
Yeah.
Great start to the weekend.
We didn't
And
even know.
We'll be in London. We'll be in London from Wednesday, so
Oh.
it'll be more
Okay.
for you.
Wow.
So is there anything that you're doing over the next 6 weeks when you're in England and Ireland that anybody can be a part of?
We're doing a level 3 in Dublin on the 1st and 2nd of April, and we are available for individual consultations. And if anybody wants to put together a mini workshop or a couple of hours, just chat or tea with dragons or something like that, we'll do our best.
Good girl. That's what I like.
Oh.
Now she's thinking out of the box. I had a one-to-one consultation with Anto late last summer in the living room. Actually with Anna as well. The three of us were in the room. It was amazing. I was asking them, how can I step up my business? And the next 7 days, actually the guy that turned up, the Red Dragon also turned up, Red Star, turned up in Prosperidade in the same position he did today. And I cannot tell you the charts. I had clients, 22 clients in 4 days came without making any appointment. So if that's not the best testimonial for just perceiving some of the energies that are available with the help of these amazing energies of consciousness, and the way that you and Anna facilitated, it was such a beautiful experience. It was one of many, but there you go. Make an appointment, guys. It's awesome. I get a job in sales next time. Oh, Anto's muted, sweetie.
So you can find us on Facebook and Dragon Light Essences, or Antoinette O'Connell, or Anna Vidal. And it's a very good way to contact us.
Beautiful.
Or you can email at dragonessences@gmail.com.
Okay. And you do long distance work, obviously. We
do work. We work on Skype all the time, or long distance, or WhatsApp, or all of those things.
You might find Zoom more friendly for a long chat. It's just a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with this.
Okay. So Camilla, thank you for joining us from Brazil. That's just lovely to have you there with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was great.
Pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you, Camilla.
Mark from
Thank you.
So much to be part of this journey with you, Anto and Anna. Yay. Awesome.
The Suffolk team, the Scotland team. Mwah. Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody. I'm going to end the meeting.
Lots of love.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye.